2 years later, I'm always getting DMs like, oh, what was the room like? What's your honest thoughts about it? I even got a comment on my last video asking me to make a video about my honest thoughts and opinions of Scape. And with it being October, this is normally the time that people are moving back into Scape for the next year. So I thought, why not make a sequel to the original? And it's kind of like the same time as well, about my honest thoughts and opinions of being at Scape for 2 years. So I think I have a good amount of experience, and I hope I can help you just as much as I did in the first one. Some of you have been like, what the hell is that? So it's a student accommodation in London. There's quite a few of them are dotted around, but it's very pricey, but it looks really, really good. There's some mixed reviews out there, and I did make a video ages ago, like 2 years ago when I first moved in, and it's since got like 20k views. Insane. I'm not sure if you guys already booked it or not, but hopefully this sheds some insight into... Really? There's been 2 ambulances, man. What the... That's so funny. I was just there and now I'm here. I'm on a totally different bench. Okay, cool. So, what was I saying? Completely forgot. Come on, man. Look, it's gonna rain. Different angle? Oh, close up. Wide. Close up. Wide. A little bit closer. Let's vary it up a bit. So before I tell you about Scape, I actually want to tell you a bit about myself and where I come from, because I think where you come from definitely changes your views of how you see this apartment. Obviously, if you come from luxury, if you come from London, like, you'll see this in a totally different light. Maybe might not be a big deal, but it might be a big deal for someone coming from up north, or maybe not as wealthy of a background. I come from up north. Price is a big thing, I know, for a lot of northerners, because everything is a lot cheaper here. Start with one of the most controversial things on this review, and it's the price. Now, yes, it is more on the expensive side. Over here, you could probably get an accommodation for around 80 quid a week, whereas in London, well, Scape at least, it's around 250. So it is more on the expensive side, and I do get why a lot of people freak out. I'm like, yo, that's way too expensive. It looks nice, but no thank you. The price that Scape give you has an all-inclusive price, which means that the bills, the electricity, they've even got a gym downstairs, so all of that is really included in that price. So you can use the gym as much as you want. They have a concierge or someone downstairs in the reception that if you order a lot of Amazon parcels like me, they're always going to be there to collect it. So I honestly see that as a benefit. I know some of you might not. I think one lump sum, and you can just use, obviously don't abuse, but just use as much as you want without worrying about the bill going up or down. But obviously, if you want to save as much money as you can, and you might want to save a bit of that energy, then I can see why this might be a con. It's worth it in my opinion, and especially if you're going to a university nearby like Ravensbourne, they actually offer you a discount, which is actually quite good. Like, you can get, I think it's like 190-ish a week, which is way better than the 250, so you do save a bit of money there. But I think if you're going to Ravensbourne the first year, you should definitely live at Scape, because you will save a bit of money. Are you alright? Hi guys. Lovely dadas on the bike ride there. I love that in Preston, like dadas just going for little bike rides. Good old keeping healthy and fit, that's what we like. Now, when it comes to rooms, I think this is one of the best, if not the selling point of Scape, is the fact that it's all a self-contained studio. That's right, that means that you don't have to share your kitchen or anything. Like, you have this little space that you can call your own, your bed, a desk, a kitchenette, which is not an actual big kitchen, but it's kind of like a mini kitchen, bathroom. It's all in one place, which I personally love. I love having it all to myself, because if you're a student, you know that some people may not be as clean as you, and they kind of leave the kitchen in a mess, and that's kind of nasty. So I just like having my own little space. Small kitchen, you can still cook up basic stuff, and I honestly love this setup. Like, it was just so cozy. Yes, I know some people have complained about there being white walls and not being a lot of character to the room. If you want the most aesthetically clean, modern, cozy looking apartment out there, I think Scape probably has you covered. Like, they've probably got one of the best apartments in my opinion, and especially when I've had friends over, they've always said that, yo, this is probably the nicest student apartment studio that we've seen. So definitely a big pro there. But keeping in mind that the next part of this now is going to be more related to Scape Greenwich, so it might be different depending on where you are. Everything was really close by. It was really close to the tube station to get around. There was bus stops everywhere. It's really close to Odeon. Obviously, for a cinema, if you're a filmmaker, it's ideal. It's really close to Asda and Aldi, even walking distance, so you can go do your grocery shopping, which was such a pro. A few clothes shops, so it's pretty much an ideal location, especially if you go to Ravensbourne, which is literally next to the tube. And the apartment itself is really safe, because you actually need key cards to get into the main door and then into your side of the building. building because there are 2 buildings left and right. It was safe. You had 24-hour access to the building. There was a receptionist. Like, now let's talk about the cons. You might be able to find one a lot cheaper and a lot better. So price is a big thing. It is expensive, and the price does go up every year, so that is something that you've got to think about. For the most part, they're actually really good at coming in unannounced. They do normally send you an email saying, hey, we're going to carry out room inspections on these dates, so if you're not in, don't worry, we'll just do it anyway, which I thought was a bit funny. Like, they just came in even if you weren't home and just did an inspection. There were a few times where I wasn't there and they just randomly came in and changed the shower tap. I don't know why they do this, right? Every year for the 2 years that I was there, they replaced the shower head. And it was fine. It wasn't broken. It was fine. Why do they do that? Honestly, I don't know why they changed the shower taps. If you're watching from Scape HQ, then, you know, please let me know why you guys do that, because it honestly baffles me. But I know a lot of people that don't like their privacy being invaded, or people coming in their rooms and, you know, for them not knowing what's going to happen or what they've done. So if you're a little paranoid, or, you know, you might not be into that. And another con is that it is a shared laundry and dry situation downstairs. You do have to pay, again, £2.50 to dry and £2.80 to wash. So yes, you do have to pay weekly, and obviously if you're doing more than one load, you'll have to pay twice. So all those little costs do add up, and obviously do add up to the price of how much you are paying for Scape. It's something that is a bit annoying. I wish I didn't have to pay as much for it, because I'm paying a hell of a lot for the room anyway. Most places do this, so if you're not a fan of paying for your laundry and you'd rather just have one in your apartment. And finally, the cold. Now, I know I'm from up north, like, obviously you can tell it's not the best out here. It doesn't mean that I'm a fan of the cold, and I wish that my apartment was good at handling the cold and the heat. Unfortunately, Scape Greenwich is not one of them. In the winter, it got really cold, and I don't know why, underneath the door there was a really big gap, which meant that you could kind of feel the draft coming in, and some of the times I just had to put like a towel or like something there just to stop it, and it actually did help quite a lot, which is weird. And in the summer, it got really hot, like really hot. Like, I was sweating in my own room. So if you are moving in, then make sure you do have some sort of heater or extra blankets in the winter, and you do have a fan in the summer, because the room is probably not the best temperature controlled. Yeah, definitely keep that in mind. The only part of the room that I did really enjoy was the bathroom, because for some reason it was just nice and toasty, and yeah, it just felt great, man. Felt great. I loved it. Oh no, it's raining. You're probably seeing water drops all over the lens and everything. I sincerely apologize. See, this is up north. This is up north for you. So my overall thoughts and opinions of Scape: I honestly give it a thumbs up. Despite its shortcomings, I loved living there. Like, I really enjoyed living there. It definitely made my London experience so much better, because I was safe. It was just cozy. It was a nice studio space, and that's how I like living. I don't care about size, but as long as it's clean, it's modern, you know, it works for me, and I'm cozy. That's the main thing for me. Again, you might disagree. I'd love to know your comments down below. Hopefully this helped some of you out there, and yeah, just share my experiences. One thing to know, I was in the smallest and cheapest room out there. So yes, you can get bigger rooms, but obviously at a much higher price. They go up to like 300, 400. Another con that I forgot to mention was the fact that I had to leave. Respected all the rules. I did everything on time, but unfortunately the rules are that you have to find someone else to replace that contract if you're halfway through or whatever. Again, this might be normal, but I just felt like I just did everything right, and it was a bit annoying that with everything else going on with moving to another country, I also had to find someone to take over my apartment. And honestly, it was not until the last week I was panicking. I couldn't find anyone, and then I managed to find someone on the last week, which was such And if you have any questions or you feel like I've not answered everything fully, then comment them down below. I'll be sure to answer all of your questions. I hope this video helped you guys out there, and if it did, I would love if you could just smash the like button and subscribe if you like the type of stuff that I do, like mainly filmmaking, but also documenting my experiences and helping others like this video. So I'd really appreciate that, and that'd help me so much, and you can be part of the Limbachi gang. Thanks again for watching. Hope you guys all having an amazing week, or the best week you can possibly have. Good luck to everyone that's starting uni and that might already be in accommodation or moving in this month. Hope it all goes well. Hope you can smash uni despite all the circumstances, and you have an amazing time living in London. And I'll see all your amazing faces on Thursday for another filmmaking video. And until then, thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed. Good luck. Out.